locations locally or 18 locations statewide. Great food, friendly service, reasonable prices. Meet you at Arnie's.
We're all set to bundle your home and auto insurance together. I'll just press this and you'll save on both.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to bundle!
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Let's get ready to bundle and save. Now that's progressive.
Oh, I think I broke my spleen.
Home insurance provided and serviced by third-party insurers.
WLFI, news from where you live.
A plea agreement is handed out in the case of Bebe Shui, an Indiana mother who took rat poison while pregnant. Hear what she has to say to the community as she begins her journey as a free woman. And local store owners are fed up after they say the Durkee's Run construction project is hurting their businesses. What they want their customers to know.
Highs so far today reached into the lower 80s, but the 70s will return when we will see the cooler and drier weather coming up in the forecast.
News 18 at 6 starts now. WLFI Lafayette, news from where you live.
Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Rentschler. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, today, family and friends paid their respects to a youth pastor, his wife, and their unborn child killed in last weekend's church bus crash in Indianapolis. Chad Phelps and his pregnant wife, Courtney, were killed during the accident. Their 2-year-old son survived the crash. The funeral was held at the Colonial Hills Baptist Church, where Chad's father is the senior pastor. On Friday, many also gathered to pay their final respects to Tanya Weindorf, who was also killed in the bus accident. She was a chaperone on the camping trip in Michigan. Weindorf leaves behind 5 children. Officials say the pilot of a plane that crashed into a Columbus home on July 25th has died in the hospital. A spokesperson for Wishart Memorial Hospital says Gerald Clayton died sometime early this morning. Clayton and his passenger were traveling in a single-engine private plane when they crashed into the home. They both suffered burn injuries, and investigators say the plane had mechanical issues in the past, but Clayton thought he had fixed those issues, which was the reason for his test flight that day of the crash. Clayton was 81 years old and leaves behind 5 children. In a surprise announcement Friday, a controversial 2-year case ends with a plea agreement. Bebe Shui was charged with murder in 2011 after she took rat poison in an attempted suicide. She was pregnant at the time and her baby died. Friday, after 2.5 years of legal proceedings and more than a year in jail, she was released. Shui says she wants to thank everyone who fought for her freedom.
You know, there's a lot of regrets, a lot of unhappiness, a lot of miserable moments, but I never regret to fight until today, and I met Linda, every one of them. I never. Thank you.
In the end, Shui's initial 2 counts of murder and attempted feticide were dismissed. She pled guilty to criminal recklessness, a misdemeanor that included no additional jail time. Shui says she'll now go back to working at a local restaurant. Construction on the Durkee's Run project is hurting local businesses. After 2 gas lines were cut this week, News 18's Holly Campbell reports how businesses are counting down the days until construction is complete.
Okay, yeah, if you want to just go past that closed road sign, and we're 2 businesses down on the right.
It's a phone call Joel Salazar gets on a daily basis, asking if the business he works for, Kirby Home Care on Earl Avenue, is open during construction. And along with fewer customers, there are less calls coming in too.
On a regular basis, maybe about 10. Yeah, and right now we're probably getting like 1 or 2.
Next door at Studio 714 Hair Design, it's the same story.
But you're just trying to make the best of the bad situation because you're not going to get around it. You know, it has to be done.
Owner Melissa Whitus says she does have clients that will park and walk to her business, but when the gas lines were cut on Thursday and Friday, there was no way in, causing a headache for drivers and businesses.
Yesterday they rendered, us completely, actually the last 2 days rendered us basically inaccessible, you know, by blocking off Kasuth Street. We have an alley in the back, which helps our business, but they blocked that off yesterday as well.
We've had to evacuate sometime after about 2 o'clock, and that makes it even worse.
I don't like it. It's down by my apartment complex too, and I heard it's going to take longer, and I'm furious.
It's not really a lot of fun, but I mean, I just deal with it.
Kasuth Street opened Friday evening, but the businesses say they're ready for construction to be complete and want to remind customers, like many businesses behind the road closed sign, they're still open. Holly Campbell, News 18.
Well, it was another beautiful Saturday today, but we did have some rain last night, and meteorologist Amber Hardwick joins us now with more on rain totals and what we can expect for the rest of the weekend. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, we did have a weak cold front that moved through, and that brought some heavier rain totals up to our northeast, and I'll show you this with our Precision 18 24-hour rain totals. Your eyes once again immediately go northeast, and this is for Fulton County by Rochester. They had just over 3 inches, 3.08 inches, and just next up in line was Pulaski County at 2.44 inches. Here in Lafayette and around Tippecanoe County, we saw lighter amounts of rain, closer to a ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch in some locations. But we are drying out for the end of the week, and looking at our satellite and radar, we don't really see any rain. All that rain has pushed out as that boundary pushed off to the southeast, and we're just going to stay clear because high pressure once again returns for the end of our weekend. Currently, temperatures are in the 70s, 78 for Lafayette and Fowler, 77 up in Rensselaer, and 79 degrees in Rochester. Once again, we're going to have a dry and cooler weekend, but rain chances do return by Monday, and we'll see another cold front arrive in the middle of the week.
All right, Amber, thank you. A women's only triathlon was held this morning as competitors swam, biked, and ran to help raise money for cancer awareness. More than 80 competitors came out to the second annual women only triathlon at the Boilermaker Aquatic Center, hosted by HACA Multisport. The event helps raise money for the YWCA Women's Cancer Program. The program helps more than 2,000 underinsured and uninsured women in 23 counties throughout Indiana receive breast and cervical cancer screenings. Race director Michael Groening says they keep the course short so more people will join.
The thing that's interesting, there's so many people who are afraid of swimming who are actually doing this race. And I think the fact that it's women's only also helps, reduce that intimidation factor.
In addition to today's triathlon, Groening says they plan to have additional races throughout the coming years, including those that are more kid-friendly. Well, summer session is over at Purdue, and graduating seniors are grabbing their diplomas before the next round of students move to campus. Today marked the school's 220th commencement ceremony. More than 1,000 graduates walked across the stage at Elliott Hall of Music. As we reported last night, graduates wore the new eco-friendly graduation robes made out of recycled water bottles. Graduates expressed excitement today about finally moving on in life. And for Ricardo Sciocchi, today's ceremony was a little more special.
I'm excited because after work so hard, so you have the chance to finalize everything you have done. So I'm very excited. And actually, on top of that, my wife is graduating as well. And the same day I'm graduating, so it's a double excitement.
And Ricardo says he and his wife will be heading back to their native country of Brazil, and they say they will miss everything about Purdue. Well, coming up, Amber will have a complete look at your weekend forecast, plus more than 200 cyclists in Lafayette are riding for 24 hours straight. We'll tell you why, coming up next.
This portion of News 18 is brought to you by Steak and Shake.
Real Journeyman salutes our 2013 graduate electricians. Meet Dan Tyson. Dan completed a 5-year, 8,000-hour apprenticeship program and earned an associate degree from Ivy Tech. He also donated at least 80 hours of skilled electrical work to the community. You'll only find real journeyman electricians working with the area's best electrical contractors.
So when you're doing the hiring, trust your wiring to a real journeyman.
At Janae Boyles tweeted, "I hate my car with a passion, #untrustworthy." Sad tweet, Janae. But stop by the Honda Summer Clearance event and we'll give you some tweeternatives like, "Love my new Accord," hashtag great deal, or standard features for days, hashtag Bluetooth, hashtag review cam, or hashtag cute dealer. Who put that in there?
Get a great deal from America's most trusted brand at the Honda Summer Clearance event, happening now.
Everything's gonna be fine.
I know. I just worry.
I'm sure middle school is gonna be no big deal.
I hope so. From pencils to notebooks, backpacks to fashion, get everything for back to school at low Meijer prices. Even something for your favorite teacher.
You'll do great, Mom.
Meijer makes back to school even better.
I'm West Lafayette Mayor John Dennis, and this is Oscar.
I'm Lafayette Mayor Tony Roseworski with Noodles. We need your help to control the pet population. Over 5,000 homeless animals are born every year in Tippecanoe County.
Local shelters are having trouble keeping up with the demand. You can make a difference by spaying and neutering your pets. Affordable options are available to everyone.
It's up to all of us to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered.
I was raised in this community. My husband and I both have roots here. We both went to high school here and then on to Purdue. We moved away and came back. We knew it was the best place to raise a family. I want our boys to know they can always call Lafayette their home. A place my family will always call home.
You're watching News 18 at 6. News from where you live.
More than 200 cyclists are riding for 24 hours straight, and their efforts are helping raise thousands for the Tippecanoe County CASA. Of those, 217 cyclists bring unique stories, and News 18's Kelly Roberts has a few of them.
Cars were not zipping around the Subaru of Indiana Automotive Test Track Saturday. Instead, bicycles were. The 2013 Subaru CASA Cycling Challenge keeps teams of cyclists and individual riders on the more than 2-mile track for 24 hours. This year, more than $70,000 was raised for Tippecanoe County CASA, which appoints advocates to represent abused and neglected children in court and other settings.
I think anytime you're helping kids, people are drawn to that. And through this event and events like this, you'll see that people are just human nature draws people to help kids.
Rick Laurie is the event coordinator. He and his wife fostered children for 10 years, but when they stopped, they still wanted to be involved with helping those who are most vulnerable.
The first thing that we thought about was doing some kind of extreme physical event, so we did a push-up marathon in 2006.
The push-up marathon raised $10,000. It evolved into a cycling challenge. Since 2006, the Laurie's events have raised more than $217,000 for Tippecanoe County CASA and have recruited more people to the organization, like Garrett Zambros.
And what I'm good at is riding a bike, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that talent to pursue my passion of raising awareness.
Zambros took a break from a 5-month, 12,000-mile bike ride across the country to be at the Cycling Challenge. Zambros is raising awareness for human trafficking while on his ride across the nation.
One of the things about CASA is they keep kids off the streets, and kids on the streets are that much more likely to fall into the hands of a trafficker, so CASA is counter-trafficking.
Another one of those riders is Pat Richard. He rode without a team, but managed to raise thousands on his own.
I believe you got to pay it forward. You got to help the people in your community first, and I raised a little over $5,500 this year.
Laurie, Zambros, and Richard all agree children deserve the best opportunities to create the best future.
And I think you really have to start with the kids first. They're the most important. Our young people are the ones that are going to come behind us and can make a difference.
Reporting in Lafayette, Kelly Roberts, News 18.
And now, your Precision 18 forecast. News 18. Weather from where you live.
Had a gloomy start to the day, but we saw more sunshine and a high of 81 degrees for here in Lafayette. And now we're going to start to see high pressure move in once again, and that's going to give us once again another break from the rain for at least the rest of the weekend. We're starting to see clouds break up a bit, and overall we're just going to be having a dry and cooler into our weekend, but rain chances do return by Monday, and a cold front will arrive by the middle of the week. Overall, it's a beautiful evening here in Lafayette, 78 degrees, partly cloudy skies, winds coming from the north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Tonight, we're going to have a pretty cool evening because we're going to start off partly cloudy, staying around 72, but as soon as those skies clear up a bit, we're going to drop to 66 degrees and then dropping to 63 by midnight with, once again, mostly clear skies, winds coming from the north between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight we're going to fall into the mid to lower 50s up to our north, 53 for Winnemac, 54 Rochester, 56 in Frankfort, and 55 degrees for an overnight low in Lafayette. By Sunday in the morning, we could see some patchy fog with a temperature of 59 degrees at 8 in the morning, climbing up to 72 by noon, mostly clear skies, and then 79 degrees by 5 p.m. Winds still coming from the northeast between 5 to 10 miles per hour. But check it out, we're going to see lots of sunshine, and then clouds will build up in the afternoon by 5 p.m. But temperatures will be a little bit cooler, a couple degrees cooler, a high of 79 for Lafayette and 78 degrees for Delphi. Taking a look at our futurecast, we're just going to see dry day across the region, and we'll stay dry even throughout the afternoon hours. This shows lunch, and then we start to see clouds build in the evening hours. And this will come in overnight period and into Monday morning as well. Starting to see clouds build up, and temperatures will be even cooler by Monday. 77 for high in Lafayette, 75 degrees for Monticello, 74 for Morocco by Monday. Taking a look at our next 7 days, we're going to stay dry for much of Monday, and then have a 20% chance for rain on Monday. 77 degrees for a high, climbing up to 82 by Tuesday. Still seeing a chance for showers and thunderstorms returning as another system pushes through the area. And then temperatures are going to fall back into the 70s by Friday and Saturday, seeing partly cloudy skies.
Overall, for the first full week of August, it looks pretty good.
Temperature-wise, it's fairly comfortable, seeing temperatures in the lower 80s, upper 70s. My type of weather.
Me too, and in fact, the Purdue football team is so spoiled right now because they are probably used to practicing in 90s.
And yet they still got on the ice baths after practice, so they were enjoying it. Let the fun begin. The Purdue football team back in action today on the practice fields. Highlights and reaction from day one of camp, next in sports.
Years ago, I made a promise to provide the best for my family, in sickness and in health. Carol and I needed help figuring out what's covered by Medicare and what's not. So we turned to the same folks we've relied on for health insurance all these years.
Ron and Carol called Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and found an affordable Medicare supplement insurance plan that pays for many of the costs that original Medicare won't. Now they have the confidence to keep making memories for years to come. Choose from options like plans with deductibles as low as $0 and $0 for co-insurance. Plus, get protection from high out-of-pocket costs. Get the freedom to keep your own doctors that you know and trust. And even get standalone prescription drug plans for brand name and generic prescription drugs at more than 54,000 pharmacies across the country. If you're eligible for Medicare or will be soon, we'll help you find a plan that fits your needs. Call or go online now to get answers.
Call today. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. 1-888-634-0710.
At Casey Jackson tweets, "Oh, it's cool. It's not like I had plans or anything. #stupid-car." Casey, stop by the Honda Summer Clearance event and get a great deal on a new Civic. It comes standard with Bluetooth and Pandora compatibility. So instead of being all #stupid-car, you could be all #yeah.
Get a great deal on the fuel-efficient Civic at the Honda Summer Clearance event, happening now.
There's funds for Fort Wayne, simoleons for South Bend, and moolah for Monticello. Welcome to IndianaUnclaimed.com, where the population is over $380 million worth of money in unclaimed property just waiting to return to its rightful owner. To see if you're one of them, visit IndianaUnclaimed.com, a free service provided by your Indiana Attorney General. It's Indiana's home to unclaimed property.
Whether a dream room for a little princess or a sports star's fantasy setting, it's easy to make their visions reality when you shop the 2 stores of Star Furniture. School is back, and now's the time to shop the area's largest youth showroom. From desks to lamps, 2-bedroom sets, you'll find all the furniture and accessories you'll need to make your child's room a place for fun and learning. This school year, make their dreams reality when you shop the 2 stores of Star Furniture. 2 lights south of State Road 26 East on Creasy Lane.
And now, sports scores and highlights. News 18. Sports from where you live.
The Purdue football team began fall camp today with a spirited up-tempo 2-hour practice at the Bimmel Practice Complex. The Boilermakers wore helmets and jerseys for their first session in front of fans and media members. Coach Hazel was encouraged with practice number 1, even though he would like to see his team practice sharper and with a faster tempo. On the defensive side of the ball, Ricardo Allen stood out after making a number of plays, including an early interception in team drills. Sports 18's Caleb Martin talked to Coach Hazel and several Boilermakers after practice.
They're not in great football shape yet, plus the anxiety causes a little stress, which makes them breathe a little bit harder, but I felt they worked pretty hard. Obviously, the execution needs to rise a lot, but not a bad start. We need to take care of the ball a little bit better, too. It's good to finally be back out here. It's been a long time coming after spring football, and it's good to be back around our guys again.
It was fun. I was getting tired of seeing those strength trainers every day. No, I'm kidding, but it's a good feeling. You know, it's the start of a long season, and it's a long haul, but, I mean, that's why we do it. You know, we don't train year-round. To not come out here and be out here, you got to love it to do it.
It was fun anytime you get to step on the field and compete with your teammates and have a good time playing football. It's always fun. So we had a good time. We definitely could have done a lot better, but we're going to watch the film and we're going to correct our mistakes. But we all expect perfection from one another and from ourselves.
I'm really excited. Like, everybody's pumped up. First day going full speed without any pads. I'm just excited to get the full pads on so we can actually tackle and make it real. It's always difficult the first day of our practice, but we still got to push it through adversity. We're tired. We got to get a football stamina shape going, like left and right all the time. Coming in the huddle, get our breath, and then in between plays, we got to go full speed.
Olympic gold medalist and softball legend Jennie Finch was in West Lafayette today. Finch was at the Family Sports Center for a one-day-only camp to teach softball players the basic fundamentals of the game. About 90 girls attended one of the 2 3-hour camp sessions. Finch helped campers work on their batting, throwing, and pitching mechanics, which helped her become one of the world's best softball players. Since retiring from softball, Finch has been traveling the country doing her own camps, clinics, and individual clinics like today's. The former Arizona Wildcat was upbeat and energetic throughout both sessions. Finch says she wants to share her passion and gifts with the next generation of softball players.
I try to bring energy. I love it. It's my passion, and hopefully people can feel that from me. There's nothing greater than doing what you love and being out here sharing the gifts and experiences that I've been able to with these young girls.
What's it like seeing all these young girls with that 27 on their back?
It melts my heart when I see a number 27 on the back. That was my number, and it's just great to see them have goals and dreams and aspirations, and wanting to play in college, and then a lot of them shooting for USA even. So lots of fun, and I remember being in their shoes, dreaming of wearing my role models' idols as well. So it's great to see them excited for it.
Finch was in West Lafayette today. Finch was at the Family Sports Center for a one-day-only camp to teach softball players the basic fundamentals of the game. About 90 girls attended one of the 2 3-hour camp sessions. Finch helped campers work on their batting, throwing, and pitching mechanics, which helped her become one of the world's best softball players. Since retiring from softball, Finch has been traveling the country doing her own camps, clinics, and individual clinics like today's. The former Arizona Wildcat was upbeat and energetic throughout both sessions. Finch says she wants to share her passion and gifts with the next generation of softball players.
I try to bring energy. I love it. It's my passion, and hopefully people can feel that from me. There's nothing greater than doing what you love and being out here sharing the gifts and experiences that I've been able to with these young girls.
What's it like seeing all these young girls with that 27 on their back?
It melts my heart when I see a number 27 on the back. That was my number, and it's just great to see them have goals and dreams and aspirations, and wanting to play in college, and then a lot of them shooting for USA even. So lots of fun, and I remember being in their shoes, dreaming of wearing my role models' idols as well. So it's great to see them excited.